Most people think you need 3 hours and a high-end oven to get perfect seal yolk. Honestly, they are wrong. Today I am showing you the cold pan method and that crunch. That's what we are looking for. No oven, no deep fryer, just a pan and the techniques most people skip because they are in a rush. Start with a thick pork belly with the skin. Thin cuts will dry out before the skin can do anything interesting. Trim off any remaining hair. It sounds fuzzy, but this is the kind of detail that separates a good cook from a great one. Then we are cutting into strips about 2 to 3 centimeters thick. Even cuts mean even cooking. That gloss, that bubble, that only happens with a proper thick slab. Brush each strip on all sides and let it rest for a few minutes. Now here is why this matters, and I want you to understand this, not just do it. Pork belly has volatile compounds that create that barnyard smell some people don't love. Shaoxing wine is a fermented rice wine. Its alcohol acts as a solvent that binds to those molecules and lets them evaporate off the meat as it rests. You are not masking the smell, you are actually removing it. Into a deep pan goes our pork, then the aromatics, ginger, onion, green onion, garlic. No need to peel the garlic, just crush it and throw it in. Then salt, allspice, peppercorns and bay leaf. Pour in enough cold water to submerge everything. We are building a gentle, fragrant bath for this pork. As this comes up to heat, you will see foam forming on the surface. Skim it off. This is coagulated protein and impurities from the meat. It only takes a minute. Here is why it matters. A clean surface means a cleaner, more even crust later. Lid on. Gentle simmer 20 to 30 minutes. Test it with a fork or a chopstick. When it glides in with no resistance, it's done. The pork should feel tender but still hold its shape. We are not making pulled pork today. Transfer the pork to a rack, not a plate, a rack, so air circulates underneath and all sides can dry evenly. Pat with a paper towel, take your time. Any moisture left on this skin is the enemy of crunch. That gloss you can see right now, by the time we are done frying, it's going to be completely transformed. Now pat the pierced skin dry again. Then brush it with vinegar. This is the step most home cooks skip. Those tiny holes we just made allow the acid to penetrate below the surface. This is cold pan method and here's why it works. By starting in a cold pan, the fat in the skin and belly has time to slowly render out before the surface reach browning temperature. That rendered fat becomes our cooking medium. We are essentially frying the pork in its own fat. By the time we are at full heat, the pan is already coated in a even layer of liquid gold. I have to tell you about a mistake. I actually grabbed a wok the first time I tested this, and at first it seems fine, but look at the contact surface. A wok's curved bottom means only the very center sits flat on the burner. The edges hover above the heat, so the fat renders unevenly. The skin crisps in one patch and stays flabby everywhere else, and you are constantly tilting and repositioning the pork to compensate. It's just more work for a worse result. Keep the lid nearby as a splash shield, not to trap steam, just to protect you and your kitchen. As long as there's moisture in the meat, the fat will spit. Don't step away, stay with it. 4 minutes on each side, that's the rhythm of cooking this properly. Don't rush it, but don't linger either. The longer you fry, the more moisture leaves the meat and the drier it becomes. 4 minutes, that's your window. Pull it when it's golden and blister, not because a timer told you to, but because you can see it's ready. That's the cold pan method. No oven, no fryer, no 3-hour commitment. Just clean technique and a few things most recipes forget to tell you. If this helped, leave a like. It genuinely helps this channel find people who love cooking. And I will see you in the next one.